Hello, welcome to Setting Up Your Environment tutorial. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the Cincom Smalltalk product manager, and this screencast is going to show some basic setup for your environment that you should find especially useful starting out. This tutorial uses VisualWorks, but most of the things discussed can be used with both of our Smalltalk products, Object Studio and VisualWorks. I'm running the VisualWorks personal use license image here, and first I want to talk about how to start it up. So I'm running the test image right here, and I'm on Windows, and what you generally want to do is have your properties set up so that it opens with visualworks.exe. Now I'm using something else that allows me to run many installed versions and set things up properly. But what you'll want to do is set this to visualworks.exe, and that's found under here, bin-win, in my VisualWorks installation. So you want to set it to this. And what this does, you may see a few things here and wonder what's the difference. Well, you want to use this, visualworks.exe, because it uses the ini file, and the ini file will recognize what version of the product you're using and start up the right VM, which in this case is vwnt.exe in our local directory. If you're ever unsure about what's being started up, you can actually even just drag and drop right onto any of these, even the vwnt.exe, and it will start up the image. Of course, in the ini file, you can change and update this information manually if you move or the information is incorrect. It sets it on installation, so usually it's correct. And with this setup, you can simply double-click on the image, and it will open up your VisualWorks IDE. So with that noted, what else can you do? Well, the first thing you want to usually do is save the image as a different name, like I've called this one test here. Then, if you want to load some specific things into your environment, you can either go to load parcels named here, or this tool right here, the Parcel Manager. Let's take a look at a few popular things. Now, this is the PUL I mentioned, and it comes automatically loaded with the UI Painter and Store for PostgreSQL. The commercial product does not, and so you can come here in the commercial product, right-click, and load those if you want them. Other popular things, here's one I recommend right here, RB Tab Toolset. Let me load that. Now when you open up and do a Shift-Control-B, it shows tabs for each of your browsers, and you can open up many. So that's a recommended change. If you don't have that, you don't see the tab, but you can go and view and find them here, or use Alt-1, Alt-2, Alt-3, etc. for each one. But they're hidden, so it's nicer to see them with a tab, so that is recommended. Searchlight Tools gives you some more advanced search capability. It works nice. I recommend it. Let's load that up. And now I can search for things here. Let's see, I want to search for ordered. Start to search for ordered collection. And I can find that class right here and go to it. You've also got a search right up here, and these allow you to navigate and find things fairly easily. Once you have Store set up, I recommend saving your Store settings. You can export them from right here, export the repositories, and then when you want to configure a new image, you can simply import them and get all your settings. Now, the PUL has already set up your settings for the public repository, which you can get to by connecting to that. See, it's all set up. And going to published items, which takes you, and here's a search right up top, to all the community contributed work. What else? If you're setting up store for something, you can, for example, come in here and type store for, and I can see my store for SQL, store for Oracle. So depending on what you're using, you can set up store for one of these. If you're using a database for your application directly, you can come in here, database, and choose the appropriate driver to use that. Next, under networking, you can load a lot of commonly used things like FTP, HTTPS, all these network protocols here. Likewise, security-related things like TLS, our latest TLS plugin is available right here for working with TLS. That is only available with the commercial version, actually, and not with the PUL version. Right here are your settings. Now, if you're in the browser, and what you have on the bottom, let's go look at some code right here. And if that's too small, for example, you can come right down here to the editor and change the default font size to larger or smaller, as well as changing the font, what font is used itself. The other really useful thing right in here is under look and feel. If you're using more than one image open at once, I recommend changing one to, say, green or red. Let me change this to red to show you what it looks like, so you can quickly and easily distinguish what window is from what image. It's a useful capability. Once you're done, remember to save your work by saving the image, and then you can exit. It will ask you on the exit if you want to save as well. If you broke things badly, you can exit without saving and come back and use the change list tool, which we have a separate screencast on how to use that to recover the pieces that you want to bring back into your image. So those are some of the basics on getting a quick start with some of the environment settings. If you have any questions, please contact me at athomas@cincom.com. Until next time, have a great time with Smalltalk.